This is part 2 of the video I sent out last week. Last week I answered the question, what happens to a contract when the seller dies? Needless to say, many of you responded to Tip of the Week at AllegianceTitle.com with the question, what happens to the contract when the buyer dies? My opinion is the law is the same. The buyer's estate is obligated to all the contractual obligations buyer entered into prior to death. However, I could find no Texas case law on point. There was, however, a New York case that held that a contract was enforceable after buyer's death, and so non-performance under the contract by the buyer's estate meant that the buyer was in default, and the court awarded the earnest money to the seller. I think the reason we have no Texas cases on point is that in order to enforce a contract against a buyer's estate, all of the contingencies under the contract have to have been satisfied or waived. For example, if buyer dies, buyer approval won't happen, and the buyer's estate can terminate the contract if that is a contingency. But what if past the period for buyer approval? There are many other contingencies, such as contingencies for title and survey objections. And I would submit to you most, if not all, transactions have some sort of title or survey exception to which buyer and/or the buyer's estate can object. If the seller cannot or is not willing to cure the objection, then the buyer's estate has the right to terminate the contract and receive a refund of the earnest money. Only a contract where all contingencies have been cured or waived by the time the buyer dies could be enforceable against the buyer's estate. Since this is not likely, the chances that a seller can enforce a contract against a buyer's estate are minimal. Please direct any further questions you have to Tip of the Week at AllegianceTitle.com, and I will try to get to them in future videos. Allegiance Title is your resource for results. We appreciate your business.